Halo, witamy, jestem Marcisław, wy jesteście, to jest Broken Sword. Jesteśmy w szpitalu i będziemy szukać... Jak on się nazywał? Markieta?
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Is this the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Oh, the plans. They were my idea. A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
Nie najgorszy pomysł, ale ilość tego tutaj implikuje, że pod ścianą w głąb jest tego jeszcze więcej. Ja spotkać się z tym.
I'm here to see Jacques Marquet.
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
Nie.
No, I'm conducting a private investigation.
Then I can't help you.
Szkoda.
Has Marquet had a visit from a pair of gangsters?
I should hope not. Can you describe them?
A thin guy who looks like a weasel and his friend, the gorilla.
Sounds as if they escaped from the zoo.
Has Marquet been visited by a man in a clown costume?
Oh, no.
You haven't seen a man in disguise?
Well, there's Theodore the bear. He comes every Thursday to entertain the children. Personally, I think he scares them half to death in that crummy old bear suit. If I was stuck on my back with tubes in every orifice, he's the last person I'd want to see.
A ten chłop?
Have you seen this man here at the clinic?
No, sir. And I never forget a face.
Ciekawe, że nie możemy ludzi ostrzec. Z drugiej strony, jak na razie, to dużo by nam to nie dało. Co my moglibyśmy powiedzieć? Ej, ten hop w przebraniu Szejmusa Wróżka przyjedzie sportowym Lamborghini i rozjedzie ci gębę? Uważaj pan.
So, do I get to see Marquet before the funeral?
That attitude will get you nowhere. My instructions were quite clear. No one gets to see Marquet. So unless you can prove you're a relative or a close acquaintance, you're wasting your time here.
Ja jestem panu
Look at this
gruby.
ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
For me?
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here. Now, let me see.
Dlaczego ona jest aż tak głośna?
He was
Wszystko inne
on
jest dużo
Ward
cichsze.
B12, as I recall. Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh dear. He's on Ward J2. That's... Nurse Grendel's ward.
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock alarm call, 6:10 bowel movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
And then some.
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
She's like part of the furniture.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J. How do I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Bear left past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Dostanę się bez problemu. Chyba. Znaczy, jak mi się wydaje, to jest A, B, to jest C, D. Chyba przez B
As I
mieliśmy
turned
iść.
the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow.
To dlatego tak wali izolem.
Hello.
What's that?
I said hello.
Oh, hiya.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
That's what I thought you said. Don't look so down in the mouth. No matter how bad things seem, I never let life get on top of me.
Oh, yeah? What's your secret?
Why, it's easy. All you have to do is smile and whistle this little tune.
You know what? If you start whistling, I'll bust you in the teeth.
It's a deal.
Have you seen any unsavory characters lurking about in the quarters?
No, sir, I haven't, but I've got nothing to worry about. What's that, Mr. Shiny? You'd take good care of the rascals, I'll bet you would. With a friend like him, I've no fear of oppressors.
It must be a great comfort.
He is.
Would Mr. Shiny be your polishing machine by any chance?
Please, don't call him that. He's more of a friend than a machine. I've had Mr. Shiny for 3 years, and he's never let me down once.
How come you got so attached to a polishing machine?
I asked you not to call him that. He's got a name, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Shiny. It's just that...
You think it's odd, don't you? I don't mind. The rest of the staff think I'm twisted. I heard them snorking behind me back when I gave Mr. Shiny his weekly pull-through.
Do you know where I'd find a patient called Marquet?
No, I'm not allowed on the wards with Mr. Shiny.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Who is it?
That's what I'm asking you. Have you seen him before?
How should I know? You haven't told me who he is.
Take a look at the photo.
Yeah, okay.
Now, have you seen him before?
No.
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not until I've washed, if you don't mind, sir.
See you
Nikt
later.
nie chce
Yeah, take care now.
podać graby.
The door didn't have a sign or label or any kind of identification.
Hey now, you can't go in there.
How come?
I'm responsible for the contents of that cupboard.
A, to mnie nie interesuje. To ja ci w takim razie odłączam kabel, bo widzę, że sobie podłączył tędy i sobie objechał dookoła.
As I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
To rozumiem, że jest czasówka. Mogę teraz wejść do... Nie mogę. Albo jednak... Czy podkoszulek też mu zmienił kolor? Ciekawe.
Hello.
Oh, hi. No whistling, right?
Right. Are you having trouble with Mr. Shiny?
Yes, I am. I don't know what's got into him today. He keeps pulling his plug.
See you later.
Yeah, take care now.
W tę stronę? Nie, tu się wraca. Czemu jest nas dwóch?
The young man's face was full of eagerness and enthusiasm. I figured he was fresh from college.
Tędy iść? O. Jesteśmy na miejscu?
Good afternoon, Doctor.
Oh, hi. Is this Ward J2?
Yes, sir. The patients are ready for your inspection, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse.
You'll need this, Doctor.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile.
Thanks.
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
Okej.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Numer 3. To jest numer 3.
Hello? Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobarda, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it.
Wiecie, jakbyście chcieli próbować kiedyś cwaniakować w szpitalu i udawać doktora, to może najpierw sprawdźcie kartę pacjenta, która wisi tu na łóżku. Na każdym łóżku.
What can you tell me about Marquet?
He's the man in the private room, isn't he? That room was mine before I was tossed out like a common squatter.
Huh.
Do you know what's wrong with Marquet?
They won't even say what's wrong with me. Tell me, Doctor, what's your opinion?
It's too early to say.
But I've been here for 3 months.
First time. Chociaż dla mnie też by był pierwszy raz najdłużej. Ile byłem, to 3 dni?
What's your impression of Nurse Grendel?
She's a very efficient young woman.
Efficient? You make her sound like a vacuum cleaner.
I've no complaints.
The woman in reception described Nurse Grendel as a monster.
Well, that's simply not true.
Pomyliło jej się
She's
z
quite strict,
Beowulfem.
but that's her job.
Tam potwór nazywał się
You've got to
Grendel.
have discipline in a place like this.
I'll come back later.
Da się z nim cały czas gadać.
Doctor!
What is it?
You haven't taken my blood pressure.
A rację, mamy przecież narzędzie. Założył?
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later. It was a device used for measuring people's blood pressure. Hi, it's me again. I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
I'm a doctor. It's my job.
Okej, nie ma najmniejszej ochoty zrobić tego prawidłowo.
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Czego się w sumie spodziewałem po osobie z kraju, w której po 30 roku życia wysyła się do domu starców?
I'll come back later.
Oh, Doctor.
What now?
You didn't finish taking my...
Okay, let's try again.
Mam zapytać pielęgniarę, jak się to robi? Bo on nie ma najmniejszej ochoty spróbować inaczej.
You don't have the first idea what you're doing, do you?
I'll come back when you've recovered your manners.
Dobra, zapytajmy.
Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
What is this device?
It's for taking the patient's blood pressure, doctor.
Mhm.
Do you have a patient named Marquet on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
Why is Marquet in quarantine?
If you wish to know more, you'll have to speak to Herr Hagenmeier. All I know is that Marquet's room is strictly out of bounds.
Do you have any clowns on the ward?
Why, yes, we do. A professional clown.
I'll bet he lightens the place up.
Hardly. Monsieur Boissy has been in a coma for the last 3 months.
What's wrong with Boissy?
He was involved in a very nasty accident. A silly stunt involving a unicycle. His current condition is due to post-traumatic shock. It's unlikely he'll ever perform as a clown again.
It's an ill wind that blows nobody any good. Do you know who paid for Marquet's room?
No, of course I don't.
Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg.
That's not my concern, monsieur.
To prawda.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, I don't.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Czyli co, mam mu jeszcze raz spróbować zmierzyć ciśnienie, ale tym razem... Nie, raczej nie. Muszę go pewnie jakoś obezwładnić. Kijem przez łeb.
Do you know what this tool is used for?
I'd rather not, Doctor.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
I'm not really a nightclub man, Doctor.
Have you any idea what this is?
No, Doctor. I wouldn't even like to guess.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Doesn't that belong to Boissy?
No. I found it in a sewer.
He's a clown, you know. You wouldn't think so to look at him now, would you?
Do you know what this is?
It looks like plaster.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer. I'll come
Dobra,
back.
nie ma. Trzeba się wrócić najwyraźniej. Pogadajmy z panami.
Excuse me, sir.
Aha! Just the man. You must be the new boy.
Yeah, I must be.
Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Bernie, come here, boy. This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you to look after him?
Ta.
He is fresh out of medical school. It will open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job.
I'll bet.
Show him around. Let him see some real suffering.
Okej, no to chodź, idziemy badać ciśnienie. Co jest? Zniknął. Nie ma go. O, dobra, jest. Sunie za nami.
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Yes, sir?
So what's your name, kid?
Benoit. They call me Bunny.
Bunny? Jeez, and you don't mind?
Oh, I've gotten used to it.
Okay, Benoit, you're gonna help me.
Anything you say, sir.
Here, take this pressure gauge.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something.
Okej,
Follow me, Benoit.
I'm right behind you, sir.
chodź chłopie. Przydasz się.
Hi, it's me again.
Oddałem mu...
I'll come back later.
A, dobra, no to w takim razie mam pewnie iść i krzyknąć, Benoit,
You
zajmij się
haven't
tym.
finished taking my blood pressure.
Nie.
Will you keep quiet? You're disturbing the other patients.
I'll keep quiet when you've taken my blood pressure properly.
I have to see Jacques Marquet.
How come he gets preferential treatment? It's because he's got money, isn't it?
I'll come back
Nie.
when you've dealt with that chip on your
Tak.
shoulder. Hey, Benoit.
Yes, sir?
Do you still have that gauge I gave you?
Oh, yes. Well,
Use it on Eric Sopmarsh.
okay.
No i załatwione. Czuję się jak prawdziwy kierownik. Niczego nie wiem, niczego nie umiem, ale...
I'm Dr. Stobart.
Bonjour, docteur.
Have you seen any suspicious characters on the ward?
Yeah, I have.
A gorilla and a weasel?
No, this was a tatty old bear.
How's the bear acting suspiciously?
Well, he was wearing a homburg.
Is that against the law?
No, but it's pretty weird for a bear.
Co nie?
Have you heard of a guy called Marquet?
He's in quarantine, Doc, right behind this here door.
Marquet is just the man I wanted to see.
I wouldn't go in there if I was you. He has anthrax.
W sumie nie aż tak źle.
I have to visit my patient.
What for?
Routine. I have to check he's still breathing.
What if he's not?
I'll sign the certificate and register his bed as vacant.
That's a cold and distant attitude to death.
Well, I've been institutionalized to the point of godlike aloofness.
The white coat suits you.
Thanks. Catch you later, officer.
Au revoir, Doc.
Sponiewierany.
Marquet?
Yes, I am Marquet. I've been expecting you.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for? Get it over with.
I just want to know what I should do with the gem.
The Lahmar gem.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
I thought you were one of the assassins.
Not me. I never inhaled.
So, you were sent in my place.
Myślicie, że to zabawne? To stąd się bierze nazwa.
You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the Grandmaster. Quickly tell him that I have found the tripod. Right here in Paris.
You have it?
Not yet, but it's being taken care of. I hired a couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime.
Would that be Flap and Guido by any chance?
You know them as for Klausner. He has gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
They have geese in Syria?
He has a theory about the location of the
Orb?
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. If Herr Hagenmeyer was to hear that...
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
Ah, there you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest.
It's all right. The doctor's in there with him.
Are you sure he was a doctor?
Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille.
There's no Dr. Braille working here.
He's an imposter!
Among Us.
The door's locked. Help me, officer.
Stand back, monsieur.
Rany, jaka akcja. Back in Nico's apartment.
Hello, George.
Hello.
Let's take another look.
Znowu muszę wszystko przejrzeć.
There's a...
I to, że coś jest w Syrii, gówno mi mówi.
I found Jacques Marquet.
Did he talk?
Yeah, he talked. For the very last time.
He's dead.
Yeah. Killed in cold blood by a bogus doctor.
That's despicable. What kind of guy would pass himself off as a doctor and take advantage of a dying man? Was it Khan?
No, I don't know who he was, but it certainly wasn't Khan. He got away, out the window.
To raczej nie był żaden haszaszin, tylko jego kumple z zakonu. Uśpili go ostatecznie.
Have you ever heard of the Hashi-Ashin?
No.
Marquet said that they were his biggest enemy.
His biggest enemy was the bogus doctor.
Don't remind me. That guy was evil. He had wild, staring eyes like a dead fish. I'll never trust a doctor again.
Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves.
W sumie... Zakon asasynów jest bardzo wszechobecny w mediach różnych. Praktycznie każda organizacja zabójców w każdym fantasy, czymkolwiek innym jest częściowo wzorowana na zakonie haszaszynów. Ale nazwa zwykle nie pada, więc nic dziwnego, że nie wiedzą. A jest to 30 lat przed wyjściem Assassin's Creed 1, więc piękne czasy.
No.
O, odechciało mu się już gadać.
Do you want to look after the gem?
No, Josh. I'd be too tempted to sell it.
Okej, czyli naszą kolejną lokacją będzie muzeum. Jakoś musimy się dostać do tego tripoda.
I guess I'd better go back and talk to that weirdo.
Trójnogu.
Which one, Rousseau or Sergeant Mu? Oh, but you're referring to André.
I'll let you work it out.
They spill something mess around. Tak. Muzyklne. Ale wejdziemy tam w kolejnym odcinku i może nawet ruszymy do Syrii. Tymczasem mam nadzieję, że wam się podobało. Zostawcie lajka, jeżeli tak. Do zobaczenia w kolejnym odcinku. Kochane dzieci Boże.